Hello everyone, 655 here, and today we are learning how to play Chinese chess. So, currently here are all the pieces. These are all the pieces. So, each individual piece has its own Chinese symbol meaning something. So this, if you've ever actually played chess, this symbol right here, the reds also have the same symbol. This is basically a rook. I think it's called the, I can't remember what it's called, but it moves and acts exactly like a rook. Then you have this piece. This piece is interesting. The other side has a different version of it, and it's this piece. And I have these two pieces backwards currently, but I'll fix that. Okay, so it's refixed. So that piece right there, which in this case is this piece right here, it moves two diagonally, both ways. Meaning, no matter where it is, it only moves two diagonally, both ways. This is called the elephant, and I remember that one. And is a war elephant, most likely, and it just heads to each direction, like that. If it's up here, for say, here, let me clear this side of the board. If it's here, it will move two down. It can move two up, it can move two up, or it can move two down. It can move like that. Now, this right here, this part right here, that's the river. Every piece besides three can cross it. This piece, your king and your queen, but those ones, why they can't cross it, are for different reasons, and I'll explain those later. The current reason this one can't cross the river is because the game doesn't allow it. So if the piece is right here, sorry, you can't move here or here because you can't cross the river. Now, the next piece I'm going to talk about is this piece right here. That is the horse. Oh, back to this piece, the elephant. The red has a different version of it, but it does the exact same thing. It just looks different. This is what it looks like upright, because everything on the red's perspective is flipped. So that's what it looks like upright. Back to this piece. This piece right here is the horse, and it moves sort of like a knight. Also, the red's version looks exactly the same, so that one should be easy to remember for both teams. The horse, it moves one up and one diagonally, either way. So I'm going to clear the board now. So, this piece can cross the river, meaning from this point it can go one and then diagonally over here or here. But I'm going to show it from this point. So, this piece can head either horizontally or vertically first. So it moves one horizontally or vertically, like that. So it will move one like that. So we're going to move it down. So it goes down one. Now it has to go down again, but it has to go diagonally. Meaning it can either go left down, like this is left down, and then right down. It can either go these two sections now. So from here, it has the possible move of going here, here, and here. So it can go. So I'm going to show this better here. Here, 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 or here, and here. And a quick way to remember that is just by remembering that pattern. The interesting thing about this one is, though, if we throw in a piece, now it can't go this way, because it cannot jump onto its own pieces or enemy pieces. Meaning now, these two areas are blocked. It cannot go there anymore. Next pieces are the royal court. I'm going to call them that because they basically are. This piece right here is the queen. The red version looks a bit different. It looks like this. That one right there. That's the red queen. The kings also have their individual thing. This is the black king's version. And then this is the red king. So that's the red king. I know the red king as the dagger king because it looks like a dagger. So, how these pieces move. So we're going to take away the queens for right now, and we'll just talk about the king. So, I'm assuming you see this little red box here, right there, little red box, just right here, with the diagonal lines through it. That's how you signal that it's the red box. Now, in this red box, there's the king here, and the 2 queens here. So, the king can only move vertically and horizontally. He cannot move diagonally. That's what the queens are for. They can move diagonally. Now, your king is like normal chess king. Don't kill him. Just don't let him die. That's basic chess rules. That's how you lose the game. So, this guy is stuck, and he is currently in check. You lose. If he is stuck, and you're not currently in check, then you still lose. Just don't get this guy in a position where his next turn will make him die. Because if he can die in his next turn, then that's bad. Bad. So, now, what do you need to know about this red box, besides it has the diagonal marks for the queen? Well, the royal court can never leave this box. These are the other 2 pieces that cannot cross the river, because the river is over here and the box ends here. So, with that in mind, there's one more rule with the king. The king has one more rule. The queens can die. You can kill them off. And they can do everything. But that's within their limits of the box. And they can only move 1 diagonally as well, meaning like this, basically. But so, there's one more rule. If I remove this pawn, and that exposes the king, the kings cannot stare at each other. That is one rule. Meaning, if I move that king over there, and that king over there, now I take an enemy rook, the rook, technically it's like this upright, and place it here, without these queens, that is check. I mean, this is check. Wait. Okay. This piece is here. So, if the red move this rook here, this is check. Because this is currently in check, and it cannot move here, and you might be asking, why? There's no rook up there. But the king is, meaning the king's looking at the king. And that's not allowed. So that's this whole bottom row talked about. You have the rook, the horse, the bishop-ish type one, the elephant, the queen, king, queen, bishop-ish, elephant, knight, rook. So now let's talk about the less confusing one. Well, the rook would be the least confusing one if you know how to play chess. This is the pawn. This is the black pawn. I've switched all the red pieces to where they're upright, so you don't have to worry about that. This is the red pawn. Now, these ones have an interesting thing. Okay, so, the pawn has an interesting thing. So, right here, it can only move forward. It cannot do anything else. It can only move forward. It starts here on these little iron, these crosshairs, not these ones. These ones, it does not start on. It's these ones. These are the ones it starts on, meaning there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pawns. So, the pawn can only move forward. And it can only move forward the whole entire game until it crosses the river. Once it crosses the river into enemy territory, it can move left, right, or forward. And that's really the only rule. It attacks forward, it attacks left, and it attacks right. That's the only rule. So that is the majority of the pieces. There are 2 pieces we haven't talked about, though. And I bet you can guess which pieces those are. These guys. Red looks exactly the same. Just red. These guys are the catapult / cannon / whatever you want to call it. Sorry for the camera shaking. I don't have my hand out here. These guys are whatever you want to call them. They are catapults, cannons, siege engines, whatever. They pose an interesting scenario. The interesting thing about the cannon / catapult is the fact that it moves like a rook, but it does not attack like a rook. Meaning I can move it all the way over here. I can move it all the way down here. I can move it from here all the way to this guy's corner. I can move it all the way over here. But we're going to start here for the example. So, the way it attacks is it has to have a piece in front of it. Meaning, this cleverly placed his pawn, which should never be there, but we're going to say it is there for the time being, is facing directly at the king. So, if we just slide him over there, instantly, there's a piece in front of it, and it's behind it, meaning it can all the way attack the king. They move it here. Wonderful. Now you can't attack it. But you know what you can threaten now? The enemy. His little pawn. I'm going to replace it. I replaced it with a piece that couldn't attack back very easily. So, this only has the option to run. Now let's say they decide to move their king again. Now, this piece right here, jumps all the way over and takes it. And now that piece is dead. Doesn't matter how far away this piece is from him, and doesn't matter how far away the enemy piece is from the part he's jumping over. As long as there's a piece in front of him, and the thing he's attacking, he will kill it. Kill this. This thing he kills. Not this thing. That's the piece he's jumping over. As long as he has a piece that's in front of him, he can jump over this piece and kill this piece. Make sense? He cannot kill his own teammates because that is treachery, and no one likes treachery. And that is the rules of Chinese chess, also known in China as Xiangqi. Now, this is a very interesting game, and it takes a lot of strategy to learn it, and just memorizing the pieces in general is hard enough. I like these guys because they look like little fires with little hats, if you can see it without the light blocking it. But I believe that this game is really fun. I played it a couple times, and puzzles in it are just beautiful, amazing, love them. And I hope you have fun playing this if you ever get it. This is Trooper 655, out.